What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about 3 Hours Capital and MicroStrategy. Before I get into that, guys, I update the spreadsheet. So these were the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel. Had you invested $100 to each of these when I released videos about them and cashed out at the top of the markets, you'd have been in profit for 123 grand. That's off a $2,600 investment. That's what a bear cycle to a bull cycle can do. Currently, those coins, if you're still holding them all, you'd be in profit for 8.4k. This shows why you should cash out throughout a bull cycle. You don't necessarily have to get the top, but consistently banking profits is key during a bull cycle. And it also shows the benefits of bloody investing during a bear cycle. If you want to see the coins that I'm buying up during this bear cycle, just come to copymycrypto.com. It's where I share everything I'm doing. I bought up a couple coins a few weeks ago. I've got a couple open buy orders right now. And I'm going to be dollar cost averaging in to the bear cycle consistently. We might have a year-long bear cycle or so, maybe a bit more. You know, it might bottom out in November. Usually it takes a year, and from peak to bottom, you're looking at November to November. So possibly we've got 5 months till the very, very bottom. But who knows? Because a recession's coming. But unequivocally, it doesn't matter whether it's the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, or crypto. Investing in the bear cycle is always the best return on investment. So if you want to see those coins that I'm buying up, just click the link in the description and check it out. Right, let's start with 3 Arrows. So 3 Arrows have, for the love of God, all these bloody cookies, can't be asked. So, crypto broker Voyager said on Monday that it had issued a notice of default to hedge fund 3 Hours Capital for the fund's failure to make required payments on the loan that they took out. The loan was for 15,250 Bitcoin and $350 million worth of USDC. So cumulatively about $674 million. It said it intended to pursue recovery from Voyager issued a statement saying that it was pursuing recovery from 3 Hours Capital and was in discussions with its legal advisors concerning the legal remedies. 3 Hours Capital has had a brutal time. And Voyager said that on Monday that it continues to operate and fulfill customer orders and withdrawals. Though a statement on the company's website last week said it had lowered its daily withdrawal limits to $10,000 from $25,000. But let's see if that continues, because we've obviously seen the issues with Celsius. So 3 Hours Capital plunges into liquidation. So Sky News has learned that partners from Teneo, which is in the British Virgin Islands, has been lined up to handle the insolvency of 3 Hours Capital that's been up and running for 10 years. Crypto Insiders said on Wednesday that the liquidation would be a significant moment in the current unraveling of the sector, which has grown at breakneck speed in recent years. It was unclear what the immediate financial implications would be for 3 Hours creditors, but the crisis was obviously deepened by the fact that they could not pay back the loan for Voyager. 3 Hours Capital have been exploring the sale of assets or a rescue by another firm. But a person familiar with the situation confirmed that a court order from the British Virgin Islands had been made on June 27th to liquidate 3 Hours. They've not responded to any media request for comment. Fundamentally, what this shows, look, there is benefit to taking loans out. There legitimately is, especially when the market is on the up, taking loans out, so you're not selling off your crypto, but you're using your crypto as collateral to use those loans to then buy other cryptos that you believe have a real shot of growth, is actually is something that a lot of us do. I've done it in the past. Lots of us in the space have done it. It's a sensible way to get more equity, to invest more, and not have to sell off the cryptos that you're holding. But you have got to monitor the markets. You've got to monitor your risk. They've just had a $660 million or $674 million loan gone. You know, their collateral is gone. And that's because, for whatever reason, either they weren't watching the markets or they believed the markets were going to recover. But you've got to manage your risk in these situations. The 3 hours haven't. We've seen Celsius, they haven't. And if you don't have, and these should be firms and companies that act more with some more caution. It's almost like degenerate gambling from them, in the sense that they've secured such massive loans, and then if they're seeing the market drop, then you've got to pull the trigger, close those positions, pay back. You're going to have to take a loss, but a loss is better than a liquidation. And unfortunately, that's the state that a number of these lending firms and a number of general crypto exchanges we're seeing happen. You know, it's best if you have crypto on an exchange, it's not there. Just general rule of thumb, MetaMask, Ledger. But it's going to be very interesting to see the ramifications for this, because 3 Hours Capital obviously have huge exposure in a number of massive cryptos. They've been one of the most consistent venture capital firms in crypto for the last decade. So they do hold a lot of crypto in a lot of big cryptos. So seeing if they decide to start liquidating all their positions to pay off debt or whatever, there's going to be some of the cryptos that they're attached to could have problems. So it's worth noting, particularly if you're holding anything that is in the 3 Hours Capital portfolio. That's something you can check on CoinMarketCap, to be fair, and see what they're in. But yeah, interesting time. And MicroStrategy, just, you know, doing what they do. Bought another $10 million worth of Bitcoin. Basically, they bought 500 odd Bitcoin. After the price dropped to around 20k. And obviously now it's below 20k, but they now have nearly 130,000, 129,699 Bitcoin, which is down 1.3 billion at the moment. However, fundamentally, what Michael Saylor has is a long-term view on this, and he's unequivocal in it. He buys consistently, dollar cost averaging in. He literally does what everyone in the space speaks about, which is dollar cost averaging in. I talk about it all the time. The reason you do it is because you never know the low of the market. You simply do not. So the market may continue to drop. We may see a bottom of 10k. We may see a bottom of 7k. We may just see it at 15. We don't know, and you can't know. But what I would say is that fundamentally, this could be the worst crash we've seen for a while in Bitcoin's history, off of the basis that Bitcoin's never coincided with a global economic crash, and a recession, which we can all see coming. We're probably there already, and it's just not been termed it. So as we're highly correlated, Bitcoin could crash more. Michael Saylor is doing exactly what he's always said he's going to do, which is DCA in. So when MicroStrategy adopted a Bitcoin strategy, it anticipated volatility and structured its balance sheet so that it could continue to hodl through adversity. So, and he even points out, you know, if the price of Bitcoin falls below 3,562, the company could post some other collateral. So he doesn't fear it dropping into the into the single digits. Oh, sorry, into the 4-digit realm. So something to bear in mind. That's what he's doing. Whether you want to do that or not, you know, everyone's got different levels of money. I'm sure most people, well, no one has the level of money he does. But this is it. And as we see Bitcoin being identified as a commodity more and more and more, particularly by Gary Gensler, that does actually move it towards the sort of gold store of value narrative. So we'll see. But guys, what do you think? What do you think about 3 Arrows Capital? Are you concerned about any coins that you're holding that have 3 Arrows Capital exposure? What do you think about Michael Saylor buying more and more Bitcoin? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you know when new content is coming out. And guys, if you want to see the coins that I am buying up in this bear cycle, the ones that I believe can do the significant gains, like the ones I said last year, those Phantoms and Thetas and Zilicas and V-Chains and Engines and NKMs. If you want to see them, the ones that I believe can have those 40 times gains, 60 times gains, 100 times gains, then you just have to click the link in the description and check it out. And that is it from me, folks. Take it easy. Bye-bye.